We begin this video by placing our U-Me center on a timeline and constructing our 6BB circular limit around us. I use this as the all-purpose limit of our center, and it defines the initial cycle of growth. The circle then has two LICs, locations in common, on the timeline, one on the left, one on the right. On the left side, we construct another 6BB circle. This produces two more LICs that enclose an area that can be thought of as the structural memory of these two interconnected circles. LICs are nodes that develop lines of communication among themselves to create a communication network inside this area. The first bit of useful information the circles remember is the distance between the top and bottom LICs, which I will call the long axis. This introduces the first instance of the primordial number, the square root of 3. The long axis distance is always the radius times the square root of 3. Here the radius is 6BB, thus the distance is the square root of 3 times 6BB. Next, the two circles remember the 60-degree 6BB communication network. We can now build the four basic shapes of the 60-degree family: the 30, 60, 90-degree triangle, the 60-degree triangle, the 60-degree diamond, and the 60-degree hexagon. Let's go back to the 90-degree triangle of the 60-degree family. The reason I reduce all basic shapes to a 90-degree triangle is the Pythagorean theorem, which I called the 90-degree triangle formula. If you know two sides, you can know the third. On the right is how the formula can be reconfigured. This allows you to confirm my BB numbers. The 60-degree triangle is the workhorse of basic geometry. Its three equal sides are the simplest expression of self-stabilizing, meaning it can hold its shape under stress better than any other. The diamond has four equal sides with an internal long and short axis. Here the square root of 3 and 6BB are interconnected. On the LIC on the right of our original image, we draw a second 6BB circle and build a copy of our first communication network. There are two more options for the long axis to interconnect more LICs. The two center 60-degree triangles demonstrate the self-innovation inside the networks of the 60-degree family. There are four self-organizing abilities: self-stabilization, build a triangle; self-correction, self-regeneration, and self-innovation. Connecting these new LICs self-innovates, dividing the edges in half as well as defining the center of the shape. More constants are revealed. The altitude of the triangle is divided into 1/3, 2/3 segments. This will be extremely useful in building modular units of basic geometry. Connecting all possible LICs, we construct the six-sided hexagon, which shares all of the self-organizing abilities of the circle. We will explore these properties by building physical models in the next videos. There is one more shape that is embedded in any series of self-organizing circles: the square. Connect these four LICs and a new primordial number is revealed, the square root of 2. The long axis of the square and its edge will always have a square root of 2 relationship. Here, the long axis of the square has a 12BB length, and the edge is the square root of 2 times 6BB. We have shown how circles can self-organize using the plane of the level playing field. The next video shows these self-organizing properties bursting out from the center in all directions.